this day, even long after Ken has passed away, Owens still makes Ken the primary focus of his life.
Yeah.
Always with deference. He never, he lives his life to serve Ken. And that's the way it was when he was a child, all the way up to the present day. I don't think Owens ever went through a period of rebellion against authority or anything.
He would get annoyed with him at certain times, but it would
As you
blow
would with
over.
a parent, yes.
Right, but it would blow over. What do you think that his life has accomplished? He's now a man in his middle age.
Owens?
Yes. What do you think that his life has accomplished, and where do you see it going?
Owens has evolved from being a very shy, kind of introverted country doctor to this international presence. He's just amazing when he gets up on stage in front of people, and usually he'll start by saying a few prepared words, and then I've seen him speak and it's just incredible. Usually emotion will overwhelm him. He'll just put the paper down, take off his glasses, and start speaking right from the heart. And the things that he says, when he gets people to think about where their oil is coming from and the impact that it has on other people's lives, and the poverty and the destitution and the death and destruction that the oil that we use every day brings to other people, it just blows people away. They just sit there open mouthed listening to this man, and they leave changed.
But everyone knew there was no corpse. The coffin that was carried through the village and into the chapel was empty, except for 2 books, On a Darkling Plain and Peter Denbrook's Prison, and the curved stem pipe Ken smoked before his hanging. Since November 10th, 1995, the bones of Ken Saro-Wiwa, the celebrated author and Nobel Peace Prize nominee, had lain in a secret unmarked grave, reportedly mingled with the remains of the 8 other men who were hanged with him. Before being charged with murder, Ken had spent 17 years leading non-violent protests against the destructive exploitation of Ogoniland by multinational oil companies like Royal Dutch Shell.
Tell me about what it said to you when your brother, who had an incredible track record of accomplishment in many different areas, had a world profile, knew how to communicate with the international press, knew how to communicate what was going on. What did it say when he was arrested?
Well, when he was arrested, I thought that, since he knew a lot of people, and then people knew him, knew he was honest, non-violent, and always spoke the truth, that the noises, would be so much, that he would be freed. When that did not happen, and he was executed, I got frightened. And more so, because I was also to be arrested with him.
You were on the list.
So,
wasn't it something like 23 people were on the list?
Yes, and I was number 1. And, I said, my God, if they could kill Ken like a fly, then, they'll just, I don't know, they'll just erase me. And
don't you think, and in all seriousness, don't you think that is one of the messages that a government is sending when they allow something like this to happen, when they order something like this to happen? It is a message of fear and intimidation and a warning to all of the other people that if we can take Ken, we can take any of you. That, I think, is the incredible poison that is then injected into society and really terrifies a lot of people into submission. But it didn't do that with you.
That was the intended message. That didn't happen. Instead, the message, Ken's message, got amplified. And what we have now in Nigeria, we have more people that know about their environmental rights, more people that are ready to fight for it, and unfortunately, some people are using violent means. And that is costing the government and the oil companies quite a lot. For me, I thought that silence would be treason. If I keep quiet, after what had happened to Ken and my colleagues, I won't be able to live by myself.
Right.
So this book actually came out of a decision to make sure as many people as possible know about what corporations do when they are in league with bad governments in Africa, in the Middle East, to suppress the people in order to bring the resources that we need here. It is very important, I think, you know, for people to know that the oil that we use in our cars, you know, come at a cost to people's livelihood, at a cost to the environment, at a cost to people's life as a whole.
Well, I have great admiration for what you're doing, and we would love to be updated when you are back. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.